That being said,
Yeah.
I'm done chewing. So,
All right, man. Well, listen. We're gonna change up the intro song for just this week. I like to dedicate this pod to Coolio, man. It's pretty crazy. First of all, I didn't expect it because I'm pretty sure like I saw him on something like a week or two ago, and I'm like, what the fuck?
they said that he was at some restaurant, or not restaurant, somebody's house.
Yeah, it's like his boy's
went
house.
to the bathroom or something, and then he hadn't come back.
Like cardiac arrest or some shit
Yeah.
like that, right? Rest in peace, Coolio.
Indeed.
Crazy to another one, young and gone, man. It's crazy. Welcome everybody to the Kasson Avenue podcast, formerly known as the Kiona and Kasson podcast. I took out the Avenue this time, you know. Maybe last time I was.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right.
This is episode number 153. I'm your host Adam, here with my brother Osama.
Yep.
Dog obviously is here, walking around tripping up wires and shit. We'll turn that off for now. Yeah. But yeah, you know, I wanted to dedicate this episode to him, you know. And
I mean,
I hate to play
as you should.
I hate to play the song that like everybody knows, but like it's one everybody knows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I saw you comment in the group chat, like, yeah, I always end up singing Amish Paradise too. A local boy
Kicked me in the butt last week. I just smiled at him and I turned the other cheek. I really don't care. In fact, I wish him well. Because I'll be laughing my head off when he's burning in hell.
That whole weird Bad Hair Day song album is hilarious.
Really funny, actually.
Weird Al shit.
There's a video. There's a picture of both of them hugging. I think right around that Amish Gangsta Paradise mashup.
That's what's cool though. Is he kind of like gave him his blessing with it. Like,
Yeah, he was like, it's all right, man. It's pretty funny, actually.
It was funny. It was good.
I mean, a lot of people gave Weird Al the go ahead, or maybe not. I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean, I'd be speaking out of turn if I said that. You know, I have no idea.
Would they have had to have given him the green light, so to speak, to go ahead and do it, or because it's
Whoever owned the rights to
or
the
is it because
instrumentals?
It's
I mean,
parody essentially,
Yeah.
so you wouldn't have to. I think.
Well, maybe. Yeah.
Huh?
Fair use. Fair use.
We should just make.
Remember when
funny.
we used to think that fair use was? I don't even know if it could be real. I just
I
just
don't
know that we
know.
used to think about it.
I don't think it's ever affected us.
That's true. Well, that's not true. When we did Mr. Rogers, it affected us.
It did.
Yeah.
They
Remember
demonetized us.
Remember? Yeah. Remember? I
How
told
do you
you
demonetize something that's not even become monetized?
Remember, that's what I told you. They gave the copyright claim, and then they said, "Oh, we're putting ads in your video, but you're not going to see the proceeds." I was like, "Well, good. There's only gonna be 7 people watching anyway."
You're not gonna make no money either way, bitch.
But yeah, welcome to the show, everybody. You know, I hate to start on passings, but Coolio, man. You know,
And I know that I be thinking about it. We don't always address
No.
everyone.
no, and that's mostly because it's sad, you know. And I don't. This isn't a sad podcast. This is as we say, the Seinfeld podcast. And when's the last time you saw a sad Seinfeld episode?
I don't believe there ever was one.
That's what I'm saying. You know.
Was there ever a sad? No, not even. Remember when George's fiance died? When Susan passed? He just like
There's nothing sad about that episode at all.
nothing at all. They were like, "Want to go get some coffee?"
The saddest it came was like at the end when Kramer was in Cali, right? Or was that where Cali? He was like
when he ran away.
yeah, that was like the closest it got to sad.
Not even then.
Well, no, that's why I said close.
All right. Well,
Can only get close, but yeah. So what's been going on with you, man? Anything exciting over the last week?
just trying to adjust to life on the ground. Really, is what's going on here. I realized
10
that.
toes.
Yeah, I mean, I try to stay 10 toes down, but skydiving.
I like to be 10 toes in the air.
Yeah, but skydiving has shown me that I want to be in the air a little bit more. That was some fun shit.
You need to like
And
be aerial.
we don't got to go over it again because I talked about it last week in fairly decent detail. But I will
True.
say that it's like the ground is a little bit
It's a bit boring down here.
yeah. There's
you know?
not too much simulation down here. Like up there, I was like, all right, this is great. Come down here, and I'm just like, all right, this land is a little bit boring over here.
This land is your land. This land is my land.
Yeah, I don't like does that song has racial tones to it. Though,
No,
right?
it just
From California to the New York Islands.
the idea of it excluded certain people is all. It
was racist to me,
So it's
man.
racist for sure, but it wasn't like blatantly like this is our land except for you. You know, it was everybody, but it was like supposed to be
Who the hell made that song? Like who
somebody in America. you
who
know?
funded the making of that song? And who sang it originally? Because all I got have is these little fucking chorus kids. This land is your land. This This land is my land.
Yeah, I mean, it was probably somebody
racist.
governmental.
It sounds fucking racist.
What was the name of the? It
sounds like a white man was singing it to another white man in a fucking bar. This land is your land. This land is my land.
It sounds like a Yankee Doodle song.
California to the fucking New York Island.
Sounds like a Yankee Doodle song where they get drunk and they just kind of sway with each other.
I told you, it's one white man sang it to another white man in a bar.
Yeah, makes sense.
And that accent is exactly, this land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the fucking New York Islands.
And that was a racist discussion they were having.
It was. It was.
Yeah, let's not get too deep into that.
They couldn't even say islands, like, not racist back then. Them fucking islands. We're going to go to some islands.
Hey, man, listen, outside of like all the racial connotations there's people just have different accents.
I wish that we could pronounce things the way they were spelled. And don't ask.
I wish that things were just not spelled where you're not supposed to pronounce certain letters, or like.
That's what I mean.
Like lasagna should be. Let's take the G out of there. Why is the G there?
How do you pronounce? So what if you walked around instead of it being lasagna,
you put the little enye.
What if you called it lasagna?
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. But I don't like
lasagna is one of my favorite. It's my top 5 foods.
I'm not a big fan of silent letters either.
No, me neither. I don't understand why they exist and who decided it was just somebody trying to complicate language.
I know how stupid it sounds to say I don't like silent letters. You got to be stupid.
I think there's a lot of things that we say that we don't realize how stupid that they are.
Give me an example.
Well, I mean, I think you just have to watch back and be like, oh, that was kind of stupid. It's like
my biggest beef
over the game
with
tape.
Listening back to our podcast.
These things are not scripted.
I hate my fucking voice, man. I hate my voice.
I've gotten over it by now.
You know what you would have thought, but like I just keep listening. I'm like I don't like how I sound here.
Well, you sound stupid.
Well, when you sound dumb, you sound dumb.
No, I mean every episode, if you got to go through and edit, you just kind of whatever.
Can you add a little?
Plus, having the headphones
can
is really
you add
good.
A little bit of bass to my voice?
No, we don't have the proper equipment to do so.
Do you think you could if we had it?
Probably.
I'll invest.
They have voice changing things all over the place. That's how robocallers work sometimes.
Yo, and the new Joe Budden podcast set, do they all have their own camera?
I believe so.
Wow, that's rich.
Well, they got money.
That's
even
some rich shit.
I don't know if you noticed, they changed their microphones.
Yeah, I saw that. They're all more uniform.
They got like a big plush couch.
That couch does look.
Like, you remember the show Big Comfy Couch?
Yeah,
they have a big comfy couch now.
The big comfy couch, let's be honest, isn't big and.
Well, that girl was super dirty. She was living foul over there.
Yeah, can we talk about that a little bit?
I mean, I don't really want to, but
was her were her and Steve from Blue's Clues fucking?
I don't know. I don't know how old she was. I don't want to speculate.
Was she supposed to be a doll, like a Raggedy Ann?
I don't know about Raggedy Ann, but she did look like
she was raggedy than a motherfucker.
She was doing like the time with her legs and shit. I was like, I don't think this is appropriate for anybody to watch over like the age of 12.
I'd assume the process. All of these things had some weird like connotations sort of that we wouldn't have been able to observe as kids.
PBS, man, WTTW, all that shit.
Pussies, butts. I don't know what that S stands for. Sucking.
Sex.
Oh, sex. Sex makes more sense. Sucking. I don't know about that.
I don't think we should go that route. Though. This is like a children's show.
That pussy's butt sucking. So back to the couch, right?
Right.
I'd assume that
she'd be pulling random like dirty things out of the couch every week.
Bitch,
like,
why is that in there?
What do you do during the week? How does this shit end in here? You just cleared it out last week.
Yo, so completely different topic, but kind of similar.
It's probably good.
Vivi went to go do a showing this weekend, right? And she said that they went to the house and like literally. You don't always have empty units, right? Sometimes you're there
show
when
them furnished.
The people are the people still live there because they haven't moved out yet.
Right. Because they didn't find a place yet.
Yo, some people must be nasty because Vivi was like, yo, we went into this place and there was like rice, pizza, and like a glass of milk just sitting on the carpet. Like
on the carpet?
Yeah, the carpet, there was like
not on the table?
But like not like scattered, like in the corner. Like they put it there for later.
Hey, yo, man, when I get off work, I'm coming home to smacks on all that shit.
Hey, man, I'm cleaning up. Don't clean my pizza up, bitch.
Did they have like a roommate dispute and they were like, this is your corner? All right, well, I'll just leave my food here.
Well, I own all the plates, so you can.
Yeah, that's nasty, man. Like, you got to be. Food is the one thing that's gonna bring bugs and all other undesirables into your house. You know, so that's the shit that you got to keep clean at least. I mean, don't get me wrong. Sunday is my overall cleaning day. I do that before you get here, vacuum everything, dust everything, but you know, the food and the dishes and shit, I try to keep on top of that.
Yeah, that's the worst, man.
But having gnats in the house,
there's that episode of
set a little gnat trap. It don't really work that well.
Did you see that episode of the new? That's just like a big bowl of nasty shit.
Well, no, it's apple cider vinegar, sugar, and dish liquid.
Sounds delicious. Dude, of course, it's just a big bowl of nasty shit. Individually, they're not, but together, that's like, what the fuck?
The sweetness is supposed to attract them.
Okay.
And then they fly in there because they're stupid.
Do you remember the episode?
Caught one.
That's why it doesn't work. It's a big bowl of nasty shit.
I put it out.
Did you see the episode of New Girl where he was like, I lost a cup of milk in my room the other day. He's like, a cup of milk? He's like, was it full? He's like, to the brim. He's like, disgusting.
Why did he have it full to the brim anyway? You're walking around like this and just spilling all over the place?
So later on, Schmidt's in the room. He's like, holy shit, there's that glass of milk. It's like, wow, it is really filled to the top. It was like, you know how like, not convex, right? Like it gives that little... Concave is this. Convex is a little bit like where the water can form right there, but there's like a certain breaking point where it will spill over. You get it to that point where it's just like a bubble on top. That's how the milk looked down the cup. I was like, what the fuck?
Hopefully he brought the cup in and then poured the milk once it was in there.
Yeah, how did he get it there so evenly?
Because that transportation has got to be a pain in the ass. And how do you lose it? You got to like put it on the table before the first drink has to be while it's sitting down still.
You just do the slurp, pause.
All right, we don't need to unpack milk in a cup.
But so back to the Joe Budden couch. God damn, we don't talk about shit. So back to the Joe Budden couch, right? I'd imagine he spent some time looking for it because it looks like a perfect potting couch. It doesn't look like there's a thing with couches where sometimes the ass portion is too big. And then you sit there and you look like old girl on the big blue fucking couch, whatever couch she was sitting on.
Yeah, but that couch didn't actually look like a big couch.
You know how her feet were kind of just dangling off, but like they couldn't bend, so they were just like at an angle?
Listen, I don't ever think that the ass part of the couch is too big.
No, what I'm saying is you don't want to look
much like I feel about ass in general.
You don't want to look like I mean, yeah, but those are two different things. And ass can get too big.
Well,
listen, I'm saying you don't want to look like a little boy on this couch, right? You want to look like
I don't give a fuck. If I'm comfortable, you can make me. The couch can make me look like a small child.
You want to look like you're dangling your feet off like a swing, just like
my man.
Can swing your legs.
As long as it's comfortable and I'm in my house.
No, we're talking about the podcast couch. We're talking.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna.
At home, do whatever the fuck you want.
We have a completely different setup here.
We're talking about it. Yeah, I know. I've been trying to find a different chair. I really want a different chair. I'm looking, but all right, so. In a podcast, I would say that you would want. Sometimes I don't realize it's not like over it.
Why didn't you hear it in your headphones? You gotta turn the volume up?
I'm right here. I hear myself. It's different. So, in a podcast, I would assume you want something that makes you seem like you're sitting up. Right, you want to be comfortable.
Yeah,
but you don't. Again, you don't want to look
like you're reporting the channel, the 7 o'clock news.
You don't want to look like a little kid in a big ass love seat, right? Just like.
Honestly, if it's that big, it's fine. But I don't have the room for that here. Like, give me a big ass throne to sit on where my feet are the only thing dangling off. Like I'm sitting at the edge of the bed. Like
that's how I felt like dangling from the fucking plane. Yeah, on Saturday, literally just sitting there. Didn't even think. I didn't think about heights. I didn't think about like anything. It just seemed normal. I was just sitting there, like literally outside the plane, just like. And he's like, "All right, lean back on me." I was like, "All right." Oh.
Yeah.
That's another thing I'm gonna fucking talk about. These companies with these short ass anythings. Why are their fucking charger cords so short?
Well, see, I mean, the problem with this is that you can have 4 different headphones. I mean, it has like the things for it, but that's like if you plug it in the back. I can these headphones are Bluetooth, so I can listen to it without having the wire plugged in. But then you can't. You can only do one pair.
So you can only have one pair of Bluetooth headphones connected to this.
And then the rest of them you got to have wired, which are in the back.
Got you. Well, I mean, it is what it is. But
I mean, it would avoid things like that.
We could avoid things like that if companies would give me another foot. Pause.
Well, I really don't know why they make them so short. Because, like, people are going to get additional wires, they're usually going to go aftermarket to a different place that doesn't have anything to do.
They make them that short because then they can, if after 3 individual cords, you can, if you cut a foot off of each of them, you make one more cord.
No, I hear you, but like
And
I'm
then
sure
they sell
that
it for $45.
I'm sure that there's a lot of them that go unsold.
Dude, you ever try to get like an actual factory like charger after the fact? I can't find if your charger is broken, go try to find your phone's actual charger that it came with.
I forgot what I think the brand is, like Anchor or something like that. That's usually where I go for my cords. Like instead of going for my phone, for instance, charge that shit, I don't go and get another Apple cable. Those things are fucking expensive as shit. But if you go get Anchor, you can get, and they're just as good. Like that shit fucking charges my phone real quick. So,
dude, it's getting to the point where like if your phone's charged, right, you put it in the charger, but let's say near your bed, and you have to put your nightstand, like you got to buy a nightstand that's super short because it's only this much cord. So or you'd be like, you feel the phone ring, you'd be like, hello.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to keep your shit charged to some degree, so you don't have to do that.
I try not to charge my phone overnight, but some days I just can't.
I charge it overnight, and Apple optimizes your charging so that like it'll finish by the time you typically take your phone off the charger.
How the fuck do they know?
Because motherfucker got to take it off the charger every day.
What if I only got
time.
20 minutes? Oh, like it adjusts to how much? I was like, what if you only got 20 minutes?
Shit is smart. So it was too smart.
You say I got 20.
That scary technology.
The way I feel like it's smart is if you say, all right, I have 25 minutes to keep it on this charger, and it's like, we'll figure it out, and it does it for you in a way to charge it completely.
All right, well, listen, we're about 15 minutes in here almost. So is there anything important throughout your week that you've experienced that we would like to go over? We can get into some actual conversation.
Are you alluding to something? Have I brought up something? I don't know.
Well, I'm just saying, like, is there anything else you'd like to, anything important, any other standouts?
I would like to go on vacation again, is what I realized.
So nothing important.
No, I've just been on the same rabbit hole of watches like I was telling you about. Like, I just been watching that shit, learning about them. I found the next one I want to get. But like I don't think that's something for this program here. But
we're eventually gonna have to do a secondary one for
for stuff like that. But no, if you're into watches, let us know. Maybe we could talk about it a little bit more. But that's kind of where I've been at it with just and also just trying to find a way to organize the crib.
Work.
It's always it's a blessing when you get the fucking win on sneakers. But I've gotten 2 in the past month, and I know it sounds funny, but that presents a problem to somebody who has no more room for sneakers.
I understand. I keep thinking about like pulling up the hats on the wall a little bit higher so I can have room for these bins. Like it shouldn't look like that. I don't know what the fuck.
I would cut these 2 rows off and try to fill them in there.
No, because I like it to take up the wall.
I mean, that's cool, but
plus, like, it just fills things up more.
It'll give you another few feet there.
I don't need more feet that way. I need them that way.
All right, man. I'm just saying.
Aerial,
Adam's got plenty of room. He's rich when it comes to space in terms of sneakers.
Oh, you're rich in space.
You got metal spoons?
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
I don't like plasticware all the time anyway.
Sometimes plasticware is better than metalware.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what do
like
you
if I'm at a barbecue, eating some rice or whatever. I went had my appointment, for my breathing thing, my little follow-up. I learned nothing. They did the endoscopy there right through, they call it like a laryngoscopy or some shit like that. I don't really know how you pronounce it.
So, mine is, I forget the actual name of it either. It's a really large name, but they didn't put you under for that?
Hell no, man. He was like, okay, so what I like to do is, take a look at your vocal cords through your fucking nose. And he was
How deep did that thing go in?
He said it was like a little bit deeper than like a COVID test would be. I think it was like maybe triple where you would go for the COVID test, but whatever. So
he didn't do any numbing or anything?
No, it wasn't that bad. It wouldn't have been necessary for that. Like if you went through the process of like trying to numb me or put me out or whatever, I would have been like, well, what would you do that for? It was kind of a waste of time. So he gave me like
I don't know, man.
He gave me like the release form to sign. He was like, just look over this, sign it. He went, grabbed it. Then he was like, basically showing me what he was gonna do with it, right? He was like, so basically we'll go in like this deep. He's like, and when I get to like the certain point in the nostril, then I guess he has like a little piece that can bend the camera. So then he would look down. And he was Yeah, pretty much. It was that. So yeah, he like looked up the nostrils first, and he was like, "Let me see if there's like one that has like a wider opening." I was like, "It's really fucking weird, this whole thing." Apparently, yeah, the left one. So some
Makes
knowledge
sense.
for you. My left nostril
It
is
looks like it would be.
wider than the other one. So he went in there, and the one good thing I learned, there's no like polyps or lumps or anything like that weird on my vocals. It's just, it puts me in another place where I'm like, okay, well now I still have no answers. You know, like I know that clearly there's nothing serious wrong, and like the vocal cord dysfunction shit that we were talking about before, if it's that, it's like a really mild case of it. He said one of my vocal cords is like laggy. But he's like, that's not a big deal.
Yeah, like, can you imagine being like? There's only.
I was like, well, what if they were both operating fully functional? Does my voice change? is there like a deeper bass to it? Like, what happens if they're both operational?
Dude, would you stop being so fucking laggy? We got shit to do. That's what the other vocal cord's saying. Like,
yeah, I mean, what happens if they're both fully operational? So he said, I told him, I'm like trying to treat it with the breathing exercises and shit, and whatever else I told him, I don't remember. But he was like, just keep doing that shit. Oh, the acid reflux medicine. So he's like, keep doing those things. He's like, if at some point they're like rendered ineffective or it starts to get worse, he's like, let me know, stay in touch with it. And I guess we can consider the possibility of like anti-anxiety medicine. And I was like, well, it's great that you have that thought process in mind. I was like, I don't feel anxious ever. So I was like, is it like a possible conscientious, like, I don't know how it all works.
I think that's what it is. I really think that's what it is.
Yeah, but like, the fuck kind of shit is that? How does that even make sense?
Dude, I don't
like,
know.
how could you be subconsciously anxious?
I think that's what underlying anxiety is called.
Yeah, but he didn't say anything about underlying. You just said that.
I think he.
You ain't no
I
doctor.
Think, well, I think that's what he meant.
So then, and if things weren't already frustrating enough, I started experiencing jaw popping, which they call TMJ.
TMJ, yeah.
This week, which is largely probably a side effect of me trying to gain my breath and yawning a lot.
Yeah, stressing. You're putting a lot of stress on those muscles.
Yeah, and he was just like, got to keep in mind that it's a joint, just like your ankle's a joint.
Yeah,
he's like, so like if you sprain your ankle, you're gonna just have to give it some TLC, stay off a little bit, like it'll be fine in a couple weeks. So he told me to take ibuprofen and whatever, just a soft food diet. So I've been eating like somebody who doesn't have teeth.
Adam's been eating mashed potatoes for a whole week straight.
Nah, soup. Top ramen.
Can I get there's just been a different variation of potato mashed in his house.
It's all just been noodles, pause.
Noodles, pause.
Noodles, pause. Yeah, but so that's been the.
Well, that's good that you got things you're checking off, right? I mean, at the very least, you're
yeah, but like
I've
been doing nothing but checking things off. I'd like to check things on.
Well, that's what the point of it all is. That's not that. It's not that. It's not that.
Listen,
it's not that.
I hear you, and I initially took that same approach. I don't know that you do. I initially took that same mindset to it. But the thing is, this has been going on since the beginning of July. It is now the beginning of October. That's 4 months. 3 months? 3 months.
I don't know, man.
I can't count. 3 months of this shit. So I'm like, all right, man, at some point, I'd like to start treatment that's going to, like, make this better,
Well, of course.
Because
you want to do that, but at the same time.
So all I've been doing now is
you got to know
like,
what it is to treat it. You can't. That's what I'm saying. You got to go through all of these little.
Well, no shit, but like this is.
How are you gonna treat something you don't know what it is? Now you're just gonna take random shit. That's why, like,
I wouldn't
take the anxiety medication or anti-anxiety medication.
My thought process on that whole
that implies that there's a pill to give you an anxiety. Dude, you got anxiety pills? I really, really can go for something.
It's like when people say, "Oh, I pantsed him." Like, no, you put pants on him?
I gave him a second pair of pants. No, I wouldn't take the anti-anxiety because
my whole thought
you want to
process
make sure
with
that is because those can become a.
Well, you were mentioning before.
Oh,
well, you're in a point in life where things are a bit different. You're not leaving the house much. All the things that you.
I think.
But I feel like that would be everybody.
I think
a lot of people would go through that, and I feel like it would be a pretty open and shut case as to what the problem is.
Well, I think things
like they would have saw a lot of that by now.
Things like that manifest in different people differently, right? Like, I think the idea.
I would like it to not a fest here.
I would like a fest. Fests are pretty cool. That's short for festival, right?
Yeah.
Manifest. Fest. Anyway, Uncle Fester. So, I'm not saying that is a specific I'm not gonna be able to diagnose you. I'm not a doctor, but I'm just saying these small things, right? I do, but I play one on TV.
It's true.
It is true. You're not a doctor. But I'm just saying all of these small variables can add up without you realizing it. And I think that you wouldn't be the only person to feel these, like have these, like these things going on that you're not really aware of.
Yeah.
Nowadays, right? I think there's a lot of people probably are like, man, I just don't understand why this is happening. And not everybody's gonna be affected by it in a way that they breathe differently or. Some people.
I just told the doctor, I'm like, yo, man, all these $35 copays are adding up. I was like, can I write all these medical expenses off at the end of the year? What's up?
Shit, I mean, I don't think so.
I don't think so either. But anyway, outside of that, I've been playing a lot of NBA 2K23. Okay. Because the PS5 is always, it's just a nice thing to have at the crib.
I still don't have. I haven't played the PS4 in years. Maybe a year and a half, I'd probably say.
Yeah.
At this point. But I do want to get a PS5 because I want to play some new games.
It's nice.
It's nice.
It's nice.
Did you hear about the guy that hacked the GTA?
Yeah, son of a bitch. I was like, man, he better not
like he's just fucking it up for everybody. Like you're not doing anything to do.
But they did confirm that there's a Bully 2 on the way as well.
Bully 2. Okay.
I was like, that's pretty cool because the first one was pretty cool. It's like a little rambunctious teenager out there causing trouble. So
remember State of Emergency? You just run around shooting people in the mall. Like wow. This game is morbid.
I was also thinking about what's that game, Booger Man? Remember where you like swinging across the trees and flinging boogers at people and shit?
Dude, that's really what it was. It was like a Super Mario, but with a booger. It's hilarious.
Yeah, some of the games they had these days, or back in those days.
Man, I had something that you had reminded me of something I wanted to talk about from last week, but I cannot remember what it is.
Something to do with PlayStation?
No, that is what it is. We'll get there. We'll figure it out.
Cool. Did you watch? I know you haven't been keeping up with too much football. But did you watch the Bengals Dolphins game?
Are we going to talk about what happened to Tua? Yeah. So I haven't watched, but I am aware of what was going on. That he got injured the week prior.
Yeah.
Wasn't it a Monday night game and then he played Sunday, or wasn't it like a short?
No, it was Sunday because remember we watched it. We were about to pod and then he showed me the video.
So Sunday and Thursday
at break time.
Sunday and Thursday night football. So it was a 5-day gap,
and they
even
fired
worse.
that punk ass doctor.
Well, I think he's the scapegoat. He's got to be the scapegoat.
Yeah, but if the team doctor's going to clear you,
well, that's a third party. He's not even fucking the team doctor. He's a third party.
Well, how can they fire him if he's the third party?
They fired him from being their contractor. He's no longer their contractor. Or they're no longer his. So I know that he was injured in the first game, and I know that he stumbled off the field, right? Like, he didn't look good. To me,
he looked like he got like
off just sheer.
Like in wrestling when they like hit him real hard with like a chair or something, and they stand back up and they're like woozy.
Okay, so we have to skip. That mean you just made me have. We have to get off this topic for a second. So did you see that? Did you see Safari throw the chair and hit his own self in the head?
No.
He like. So I don't know what they were doing. It was like a V8, the Love and Hip Hop, and it's like him and like some of the guys from Love and Hip Hop. Scrappy's there, and it's just whatever. But I forget what they're talking about. Did you just break that?
Got all the worst luck with these microphone things today.
What the fuck? You arm wrestling it?
Luckily, we have another one. I'll have to adjust that.
So for some reason he gets up and runs off the set, right? But he takes a chair and the way he flings it in a way that it's like it's just spinning in the air. So as he's running away, it smacks him. And
aha! I threw that shit before I came in the room.
Like what the fuck? So that Safari is an entertaining individual, right? I had to just put it out there. You brought chairs up, and
that's fair.
Okay, now let's go back.
Well, hang on, let me fix this first. Woo. All right.
I don't know what we were talking about. And that's
we're talking about the Tua thing.
Oh, okay. So
basically, he got hit on Sunday, and he was looking a little wobbly.
He looking
a little bit woozy,
So I heard a couple of things afterwards, right? I heard they were talking about like.
Well, he came back and finished the game.
Was it an ankle injury or was it a head injury? They
said his back and his head, and they
let him back in the game. Just the eye test alone from me, a third party who that guy also was. would be like, hey, that guy shouldn't play.
Damn contractor.
This guy shouldn't play the rest of this game, or probably a couple of games afterwards, just based off the fact that he stumbled off the fucking field.
He came back and he finished the game. They were like, oh, so now apparently the NFL is going to be investigating like if they follow the correct concussion standard protocols and blah, 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 blah.
Man, that's where the NFL gets me, man. They're gonna act. They're gonna make it seem like they're doing what is in the best interest of Tua.
They were talking about it, like the announcers were talking about it during the game, and they're like, yeah, it's probably not going to get underway for like another month or two. I'm like,
how do you investigate something
y'all
that's
slow as hell?
Like, you have to investigate when the evidence is evident.
Well, I imagine they have to like document the things that they, especially when...
Dude, hits like that, because when he got off when I didn't watch the hit, right? I haven't seen the second hit. I don't know what, I just seen them.
It didn't look that bad.
I just seen them, but it don't take much after you have a fucking concussion.
The aftermath on the floor looked bad. So like, whatever fucking defense guy came in and grabbed him and like literally just kind of spun him. But it didn't look like he hit the floor hard. But, I mean, again, it's just what I can see on TV. So the helmets are shit. Don't really do that much, right? Like, it's fucking same thing as the airbag. It's there and it might provide a little bit of comfort for you, but it's
the thing is, right, like,
more than anything
one
else.
Concussion makes it so much easier to get your second, right? Like, especially within a short span of time.
Yeah.
Because in a concussion, your brain is swollen, right? Like, it's trying to protect like itself or
like
some
your
shit.
brain hits the skull.
Yeah, your brain hits
like
the skull, but I think it's like it starts to swells because of that impact. It's not supposed to hit the skull, right? So at that point now it's much.
It's not supposed to. That's not supposed to
happen. But I think what happens is now that it's more. It's the ice has been broken, right? There's a crack in the ice already. So
just like that game says, don't break the ice, you know.
Basically, but you step on that crack on either end, just
you break your mama's back.
Just trying. Dude, who came up with these dumbass sayings? So I'm just saying that anything tests that crack a little bit more, you know. And this obviously we're using that as an analogy for the brain. If you haven't gotten there yet, I don't know what to tell you. This podcast is not that intelligent. You should be able to follow along.
It's like when you put ice in a cup and then you like pour water on it and you hear like crackling.
Yeah,
because like,
I mean
it's activating it essentially.
Yeah, but that's not the same thing.
And I guess not.
But okay, but I'm just saying, like, so that's why that second one, regardless of how big the impact or how seemingly minute it could have been, the idea is that now the brain is extra vulnerable to impacts causing more damage. So a second concussion within a week is terrible for your fucking brain.
Well, it's maybe not necessarily that it was a second concussion, but like there was already trauma to the brain and whatever the case is now, right? So anyway, what freaked everybody out.
That's the thing. They don't know what. I don't think they did a good enough analysis of the first injury to tell you whether or not it was a concussion.
And they were just thirsty to win, probably.
I'm gonna go.
Like, oh, go ahead, get back out there.
I'm gonna say it was probably a concussion.
Probably
because you've seen how he like crumbled. Like you know how Schmidt. Listen, I've been watching a lot of the New Girl, so you gotta give me some bail. But you know how Schmidt has fainted in that show a couple times, right? Like Nick said, he's gotta go. Something's wrong with him. He's like,
I compare it to
you fold under.
I compare it to like Mortal Kombat, right? Like before it says finish him, and he's just sitting there like.
You're in a daze and shit.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looked like. Like,
but
he stood up, but he wasn't awake.
Like you almost saw the stars going around his head. That's the fucked up thing. So to me, again, somebody who I didn't watch the game. I didn't watch the first hit. I don't even know. I just seen him walk, and then
based on everything I've heard, this is
but I mean, just to see him fold right underneath his own weight after getting up doesn't mean it didn't look like an ankle, knee, hip. It looked like a fucking head injury, and he was out of like a light.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't. He was out of it. You can
I
tell
was
he
watching
wasn't,
these motherfuckers.
He was all there.
I was watching these fucking bare.
The light was on.
Bare knuckle fighters, or not bare. I think they be having tape on or something. But dude, I saw this motherfucker hit this guy so hard. When the dude fell, he did one of these. Like you know how you freeze. So he was just like this, like fell like that.
Oh, so he was like petrified wood.
Dude, essentially, and that to me is one of the scariest things you could see. Because dude looked like he would, like, because you can swallow your tongue, you can fuck around and die off that.
Listen, I was talking to their parents yesterday. Like, yo, the human body is not built to sustain anything.
It's not.
The human body is pussified.
We're very weak.
It's like if all of the conditions aren't perfect, then we're fucked pretty much.
The only thing that keeps us
We're not resilient.
The only thing that keeps us alive in this world is our brain and our ability to make decisions based on like in somewhat intellectual.
Show me
thinking,
instincts.
right? Because
Instinct. Show you one time.
What are those like those? If they were to put physical challenge game shows together and somehow some way you can make an animal realize that was what we were doing, they would fuck us up in these games. Like, look how far some of these things can run, jump, leap. How
we don't have
strong
any
they are.
ability. The brain is literally all we have. It's the only tool that we are.
The only thing that keeps me alive when like.
It's like the only reason why Batman was anything that was in that universe, because he was able to have gadgets. Himself is nothing.
That's why Batman is not a real superhero. He's a cool ass fucking.
He's just a vigilante.
He's a cool.
But they don't call him a superhero though. That's a fan thing. They call him a vigilante.
Nah,
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's always been known as a superhero.
Only to the fan fair, not to like they don't actually position him as that.
Until Bane hit him up like he did. He's like, you were merely adopted the dog. I was raised in it. I can't do it.
The only time that like the superhero world really framed him as is when he faced Superman. Like he has no business going against Superman.
Dude, Superman will fuck any of these. Listen, I'm not one of those like superhero guys where like, that's the best superhero. Actually, I am. Wolverine is the fucking best superhero. I don't give a fuck.
I was getting ready to go there today too. Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, he's going to be in the new Deadpool.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
I thought that was interesting because I was like, I didn't think we'd ever see him as Wolverine again. But apparently,
I'm curious to see, is he going to be like old man Wolverine, or are they going to like give him some sort of CGI and let him become like a monster with it?
I mean, I'm sure he's got to be like an old.
The only way
Wolverine
movies are good is when Wolverine is just able to be like you just.
The reason why Wolverine is a hard character to have to portray as a human being, because again we ain't shit in the grand scheme of things. He's able to regenerate, right? So like by all means, his cells should be regenerating. He shouldn't be aging.
Yeah, I know, but I don't.
So how's he gonna be an old man Wolverine? But he's gonna have to be, you know.
I think there's, man, I forget what this because I want to. I don't even know. I'm not that knowledgeable of comic books from back in the day to let you know whether or not at some point Wolverine's story ends with him passing away. Like, I don't know, but okay, so.
I remember like what they did the Origins one, right? And he got like shot in the head with that bullet or whatever, and then like they took the bullet out of his head, and then he regenerated and was back.
Well,
to life.
I mean, he's able to.
It's like with Superman, like you can stab him in the back with kryptonite, but as soon as you pull that kryptonite out of his back,
I mean, you got to get the kryptonite away from him.
Well, yeah, but then
anywhere near him, he's kind of a bitch with that green rock.
Hey,
he is, man.
Everybody got their weakness,
why all these dudes wear their underwears outside, right? Why couldn't you just get dressed correctly? You telling me that you can't fight crime looking kind of like dressed a little cooler?
I wouldn't want to be wearing tights in the first place. You know?
Okay, honestly, look at the like Punisher, for instance. I watched that movie when we were in Mexico. Like one
it's a good ass movie.
Well, yeah, that's good. But I like the Bernthal adaptations of it, like on Netflix.
Gangsta shit.
But it's not Netflix anymore. It's
back
probably
for
Disney Plus.
I don't know.
I think. Well, either way, that series they put on Netflix was fucking dope. But the movie's crazy because he literally just destroys motherfuckers. Like, yeah, I enjoyed that. But
I mean, I like movies that are based on revenge.
Punisher
like that, and you have the ability to get that revenge.
He just sprayed like a thing on his bulletproof vest, and he went outside in pants and a leather coat. Like that's all he needed. He didn't say, "Wait, before I go out, let me put these underwear over my jeans real quick."
And man, Blade had a cape.
Do you think that these guys like
aren't they doing something else with Blade? They're making like a newer one now or some other shit.
I don't know. So let me ask you: do you think that like Batman, Superman, all the fucking mans that wear underwears over their pants, right? Do you think
underwears?
Is it possible that they're still wearing underwear, right? Like
they have like
this is their look, like they wear underwear.
Like I wear long sleeve shirts and the short sleeve shirts and the long sleeve shirts.
Do you think they put their underwear on, put pants on, and then they're like, "Well, got to put these underwear on top"? Do they have?
I don't know.
Do they buy bigger underwear for the outside of pants and smaller underwear for the inside?
Listen, man. Pause all of the. I'm gonna preface this with all the pause in the world, but like They ain't got no dick or what? Like,
That's a lot of confinement.
It's like super.
That's
fucked
a
up.
lot, man.
I'm not trying to deal with any of that.
You can't even get in there to readjust without really getting in there. Like you're gonna look like you're
Like I'm
trying
at least putting a cup on and just leaving, whatever I got. But like I'm gonna have some kind of dedicated
So you're
area.
gonna have a cup, underwear, pants,
No,
underwear?
I'm not having 15 layers like that. I'm gonna have it so that my boys have like their own area that's not protruded on by anything else. And whatever. I don't know why they have to wear.
I don't even like that. Wolverine wears fucking. What are they? Blue underwear? I don't forget what the fuck is going on, man.
Well, they have to do the X-Men colors, blue and yellow.
Storm
Cyclops was blue and yellow.
Storm was wearing her panties outside of her fucking pants too, right? Or was she wearing?
And I'm also not a fan of that because Halle Berry could have taken her panties off for that.
You heard it here, folks. First, folks.
I don't think I'm alone in that.
What if one day, right? We're just chilling here and the world's falling apart as it is almost every day.
It's true.
And like out of nowhere, this big ass ship comes down and these fucking superheroes come out, right? And they are wearing pants, their underwear over their pants. I'm like,
Well, they're not going to help you out. They're not going to be on the Spider-Man. Everybody gets one. Tell them, Peter.
Like, what are you laughing at? Dude, those are supposed to go on the inside. Oh, shit, I told you. Why'd you make us do this, Spider-Man?
I don't understand the whole tight gear thing.
Is Spider-Man... Spider-Man is the one they make fun of kind of being like kind of a gay superhero, right? Or is that? Oh, that's Robin. That's Robin.
Yeah, Robin.
Robin is kind of gay.
It's so funny because like you can't even like do that today, right?
Make fun of the superheroes?
No, like Robin superheroes. Like you can't like make that a joke. Like how Smithers was essentially like gay Robin to Mr. Burns.
So basically, I'm surprised they haven't fought for like a Robin movie. Why can't Robin have his own movie?
Because not a superhero. Because you were born, all the people in your family were assistant pimps.
Oh,
The assistant pimp don't get his own movie.
What if these motherfuckers come down here, right? And they've been fighting other wars. Like, sorry, we're late. You are late, motherfucker.
Yeah, man. Like Putin needed to be wrapped up a long time ago. What you doing?
No, I think if there was the probability of superheroes existing every day gets less and less.
I don't know, man. Every day they're like exploring more of space.
Dude, all right. So in movies,
at some point they're gonna catch a ship from a galaxy a long time ago or something like that.
In movies, superheroes. Yeah, but they're gonna be mad far fighting other
in a galaxy
shit.
far, far away.
Listen. They say, what is it? Art imitates life, and life imitates art, essentially, or movies,
something like that.
However that saying goes.
Yeah.
I mean, you would think that at some point you're gonna have a Hulk be like, "You made me angry," and then he's like,
"Yeah," but I don't think he's gonna like go from human form into Hulk form. He's just gonna constantly be Hulk.
Well, I think it would be hilarious if there were actual superheroes. So I wake up every day hoping that at least somehow, some way, I gain a superpower or two. You know, like
hiccups, bitch. Hey man, you already know that's the worst thing of all time. You already know it's the worst. You don't think how bad it is until you get the hiccups and you're like, oh, these are the worst. He's got a point. You know?
I mean, they're pretty bad, but I'm not thinking that's what I want to give people. So
I'm not trying to kill anybody. I'm a pacifist.
Dude, what is a hiccup gonna do when, like, you think Thanos was gonna be mad? Like,
it's largely inconvenient.
You think Thanos would have issues snapping just because?
If you have hiccups for like 30 seconds, that's fine. But if it drags on and it's been like 3 hours now, come on.
Well, that's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, man, I'm excited about Hugh Jackman coming back.
I am pretty excited about that. That last Wolverine was quite like you're like, oh, he snapped. Because remember he like put whatever that he injected himself or some shit and became like young Wolverine for like.
I thought
it's like
when they put that out,
it looked like he took like a hit of or a bump of cocaine, and then and he went crazy for like the 9.5 minutes.
What's that movie Crank with Jason Statham?
Oh yeah, that's exactly like that fucking movie. That movie was insane to watch.
I thought that they were gonna have like all of the origins. Like I didn't think they were just gonna do Wolverine's origin. You know? What
do you mean?
Because they did like the X-Men Origins, and then they had Wolverine. He was the only one that they did so far.
What's the only one?
And that shit was like 9 years ago at this point.
Cyclops is boring. He hates Wolverine.
Professor X.
He hates Wolverine because
they're supposed to have a Gambit movie coming out soon.
I heard that they're gonna do a Professor X, but like somebody new.
What?
What? I don't think that dude's gonna do it.
Well, he's Charles Xavier. He's the only one I know.
He's the actual Charles Xavier?
It's the actual one.
That's Charles Xavier.
Or they can even do a Magneto because he was like on both sides of the fence. in a weird way. Like he was a good bad guy.
You know the story of Magneto and Professor X.
Well, yes, but I'm just saying. So like they could have an origins movie for him.
Well, they're like they hate each other, but they like kind of love each other in a sense. It seems.
Yeah, they were
They're
like
that's my. It's like if you became Magneto and I was Professor X.
Yeah.
All right, first thing I'm doing if I'm Professor X, nobody's wearing underwear outside of their pants. Put them shits where they're supposed to be. All right?
That's the first order of
Walking around
business?
all nasty, your dick rubbing against the rubber of this weird-ass suit.
Why is that your first order of business?
Because we look like a bunch of fucking pansies. Put your fucking pants on the right way. Now let's go fight crime.
I think there's a few people's brains I'm imploding first.
Imploding?
Just like you just don't exist anymore. Get out of here.
Well,
man. I'm done
so
with you.
basically you're going to be an evil, guy.
No,
So
it's like evil for it's good. It's evil for the sake of good.
what's your first order of business as Magneto?
Well, as Magneto,
Because you can
I don't-
manipulate metals and shit, right? Like as Magneto, magnetic Magneto.
I'm taking the nuclear weapons out of the hands of the people who should not have them, and just sending them motherfuckers up.
That's super noble, man.
Yeah, man.
That's pretty noble.
Because like if I'm gonna go out in the world, I want to go out my way, not like somebody like, oh, I'm done with all this.
I really
Turn the key
That
and
would
shit.
piss me the fuck off, right?
Yeah,
If they were like they did it, I'd be like, son of a bitch.
Like I wanted to die having sex
Not only- I don't want like, dude. I would prefer
or
to,
eating pizza. One of the two.
No, man. I'd want it to be if it's gonna happen. I'd like the natural, whatever disaster to happen. Like I'd let a fucking comet come here and just hit the fucking earth and knock us out like a mother.
No, I didn't say
like
it.
we're fucking.
I didn't
a
say how
bunch
the world
of
ends.
Marbles.
I'm talking about how the world ends in general. Like however the world ends, the world ends. I'm talking about my demise.
Well, you don't think that's one? Listen, the nuclear. If they go nuclear, we're all dead. This is it.
Yes.
I'd rather like Yellowstone erupt as big as that motherfucker's supposed to be, and I'd rather that. I'd rather not be subject to an asshole who ended the world.
Well,
instead
yes.
of-
If I had to choose between those two, but like, this is the end. I thought like captured it pretty well. You know, like all of a sudden, the world is kind of like all the people who are good and have made their way. They're getting sucked up and they're out of here, and then you're
like,
just stuck
this
with all
is
the
the end?
shitheads. Yeah,
Like,
it just what
I'd look at you in the
and all
end
of a sudden
like-
demons are just taking
I'd
over
look
the
at
world.
you at the end like, dude, we are fucked.
I was watching that movie a week or so ago. And I was like,
It's like,
this is a pretty
fuck
fucking good.
you guys.
He's like, fuck you, McBride. Suck my dick.
Like, bam.
It was a pretty funny movie, man. You know?
This is the end is a really good movie.
Yeah.
Actually.
Then they were talking. They're like their reenactment of like what Pineapple Express 2 would be.
We've talked a lot about movies today.
Well, it's the movie.
Well,
it's
you
the
know.
movie pod.
Yeah, I think we went from two of the movies.
We are the Larry David and Jerry Seinfeld, respectively, of the podcast game.
Larry David
Interchangeable.
and Seinfeld. Okay, I don't know that there is so much interchangeable. It seems like Larry David's life was the opposite of what Seinfeld's was in the show. Seinfeld was what was he? Even Steven? He's like he lost the 20. He's like, look, $20 at the end of the thing, right? He was even Steven. That's what Kramer was like. You're even Steven.
But I mean, in the sense of like,
And
there's
Larry David was like
they
the
don't really ever
opposite
seem
of
to
that.
have plans throughout the day. They just live their life, and
Well, that's
whatever
because
happens,
Jerry's
happens.
got money.
Yeah, but Larry
Jo-
David did the same thing in Curb Your Enthusiasm. He just
He's
kind
got
of
money.
goes. Yeah, that's not the point. I'm talking about the pod. itself
George doesn't care about jobs.
The pod is carried on as though we are those gentlemen.
I mean, that's cool.
That's my only point.
Yo, I keep getting this text from American Family saying,
American
"Oops,
Family, like
we're
insurance?
not getting driving data from your Know Your Drive app, bitch, because I don't have it. You ain't gonna fucking watch my driving habits. Cause suck my dick. Please update your app settings within 5 days to stay enrolled. Never did that, and I didn't.
Well, that's why you keep getting that text message.
I also don't have a discount.
Can't you
so-
just like mute the notifications from that number?
Yeah, but I'm sure at some point one of those notifications I'm gonna need.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah, me neither, bro.
All right, well, cool. Break time.
Let's do a break.
All right. Well, we don't have horns to introduce the new topics, unfortunately. But
We'll figure it out.
they have announced, and luckily, they announced who's going to be the Super Bowl halftime show performer, and they initially were like, oh, it's going to be Taylor Swift, and luckily, it's not that. To me,
Are you sure? I think they announced both of them.
I only heard that they officially announced Rihanna. I didn't hear.
She done got
anything.
so thick after that, baby.
That's what baby
But
should do.
she moved to Barbados. She said she's moving out of here. She's gonna take her family with her. She don't want to raise her child in the United States.
I ain't even mad at her. I might move to Barbados too.
Run, Rihanna.
Rihanna,
Run.
you got some space in your crib. I'm sure she got plenty of dude. I don't know like how we talked about like the currency exchange rate whatever a couple weeks ago, but like I don't know how it works in Barbados, but I imagine with Rihanna money, you can get quite a lavish crib.
She probably owned the country.
Well, I mean, I don't know about that.
I want to make a.
I don't know that you would want to own the country. You know, she's not like a.
How do you even go about that? Right? Can you do that? Like, I mean, you can buy people's houses. Like, I know you say it's not for sale, but everybody's got a price. Like, who do you go to? Like, you just go up to like the guy who's in charge.
Well, wasn't that like
the manager
when Donald Trump was trying to get what would he want like Iceland or some shit like that? And like he was trying to get the whole country. He was like, all right, we'll trade you, man. We'll give you. He was doing that.
What?
Yeah.
What?
You don't remember that?
No.
It could be Greenland. I think it was Iceland though, because you know how they like try to trick you with the name of the country.
They're the opposite of what.
Yeah, so he wanted
Greenland is icy and Iceland is green.
He wanted the green Iceland.
What did he want it for?
To own it.
What did he try to trade for it?
I don't know. I don't remember. But
I'll trade you Denver.
What's the least consequent? New Hampshire. And I know it's not pronounced Hampshire, but it might be.
How many colognes do you have?
I think we've talked about this, but I have 2.
How many weeds have you smoking today, man?
Yeah, and I got the Blue de Chanel, which is one of my favorite scents that I've had as far as cologne bottles, and then the other one is Armani Code, which is like the throwaway, but I don't want to smell like just my normal self.
So is the Chanel your?
That's like the.
Is that the one you've re-upped on multiple times, or
no? I haven't gone through the whole bottle of that yet because I only.
You don't put cologne on much, do you?
Where do I go?
When was the last time you put cologne
on? Probably a few weeks ago. Why do you put on cologne regularly? Where do you go?
I like to smell good.
Yeah, me too. But you go to. I can only see that you would want to do it because you like your job entails going to places that maybe don't smell so great.
So once in a while, yes. That helps. It does. You know what used to help with the mask on? The beard oil. The beard oil has like a.
But it's always like sandalwood or like some other.
I always love the way it smells, man. I'm
not against it.
I like a sandalwood or citrusy type of vibe to my scents. But
Sadiddy.
So no, I put cologne on like I try to remember to put it on at least like during work. Maybe I'll put a spray on, but I forget a lot of the time. But after I honestly just after I'll take a shower at night, sometimes I'll literally I'll get myself all like lubricated if you will.
If I'm gonna be in a place where there's like some young ladies my age chilling, potentially out there, single and whatnot.
Let me ask you something. Do you have like a self-care regime that you not regime
regimen?
Regimen. Yeah, regime is a whole nother story. Yes, we are the self-care regime. We're here to make you fucking take care of yourself.
I think when you hit your 30s, you should have something. I shower daily at nighttime though. Right? Daily. There'll be the occasional time where I don't shower, but I just shower the next day.
Okay.
I don't leave again. It's like I'm stinking. Whatever. But
so far, Adam doesn't wear cologne daily and might shower that day.
That's not what I said. But yeah, so then
you nasty motherfucker.
I'm brand loyal. Right? Like, I don't switch up the products that I use for the most part.
Are you brand loyal because of the name brand?
No.
Or because of what your experience is with that brand?
Depends on what... Well, yeah. The experience with the brand is always what does it. I mean... And then I, usually just I'm like, all right, well, I'm happy with this. I don't need to go and explore other brands.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Head & Shoulders is my shampoo.
Do you do, And I don't even know if we've ever gotten into this in this program, on this podcast before, just self-care. But
we've talked about not showering all the way down. We talk about the idea
of self-care, but we've never talked about do you do certain things, right? Do you have do you have a face wash, or do you have only one face wash? Do you have multiple? You know what I mean? Like, do you use an exfoliant?
We're talking about man beautifying now. I'm man pretty.
Talk about man beauty.
St. Ives, my face wash. You know, here's the thing. I've gone through the gambit of face washes because I used to have acne issues and luckily a lot of that has been curbed. You know, which you would think naturally happens as you're an adult, but not necessarily.
No, I think nobody's exempt from that. I think it comes from
No,
stress.
some people have beautiful skin their entire lives,
It can come from stress.
and I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Well, that's a whole nother story. I think that
No, it's not right.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what really depends. What is the determining factor in whether or not throughout your life you have?
I think it's
battles
genetic,
with-
man.
Well, mom had it, but pops didn't.
Right.
Pops comes from the desert. They got like just
And clearly,
Desert
my
skin.
fair complected skin is very.
my fair conflicted skin.
It is yeah, it's a homage to Flo's fair complected skin.
It's like a photocopy.
Something like that.
It's like literally the colors you get in a
very
photocopy, like little
hair-
dark
little
shadows and
hairier.
extremely white.
A little hairier, maybe. You know? But yeah, no. So St. Ives has been the one that I've decided like works the best. The only problem is like I wash my face when I'm in the shower, right? And like the little freaking beads, like the exfoliant beads, to sound as like non-masculine as possible here. Like
Use that every time.
Yeah.
Really? So he's like, so I listen. I'm not here to say I know anything, but I know you're not. I don't think exfoliating every day is what you should be doing.
Well, I don't have a secondary face wash.
Do you wash your hair every day?
And from what I understand, well, every time I shower, yeah. Listen, man, when you have short hair,
What's that mean?
well, I don't wash my hair if
I said, do you wash your hair every time? You said every time I shower.
well, I don't wash my hair if I'm not in the shower.
I think I said wash your hair every day, and you said every time I shower.
Well, I told you I shower every day, except some days.
Maybe.
There are the occasional days in which
What did I say?
Because I don't go places and I don't get dirty. Like what?
What did I
At a
just
certain
say?
point, it's
I
just
said
like
Adam
wasting.
said that he will shower maybe.
No, that's also
That day.
inaccurate.
Well, I mean that's kind of what you just said.
I will shower, and I will shower sometimes, maybe not. So if you can't say maybe, say maybe not.
That's the same thing.
No, the maybe. No, it's not.
Okay, dude. All right, so you pee in the shower?
Yeah, of course.
Hell yeah. Peeing in the shower is the greatest.
Fuck, I'm gonna not pee in the shower. I'm
Dude,
like, oh, I'm gonna hold this until I get out.
You almost don't even have to worry where it lands out, right? Like it's just gonna land.
You just don't want to pee on your feet, you know.
You don't want to pee on your feet, but even if you do, you don't know the water.
You stand back and then you pee towards
There's
the drain.
almost no way to know, right? Like if the water drips a little bit, you might get a little. You're like, oh, there's pee on my foot. You're afraid of your own pee on your foot?
Well, no, but I don't like try to pee on my foot. You know?
Well, I didn't say you tried. I'm just saying there's a little pee on your foot now.
No,
What are you
like
gonna do about it?
Like
You
the
gonna
tub,
cry?
the tub is like however long it is. I stand on one side and pee towards the drain. You know.
Yo, being a guy, being able to pee standing up and just aim it anywhere you want is the greatest thing.
I think women can do that in the shower too. You know.
Yeah, but it's not. I don't think it's as.
I mean, it probably runs. There's like no avoiding it.
It's a
touching
lot
them.
messier, I'd assume.
Yeah, but you're in the shower, so like just do it do it at the top of the shower, so that
So
by the time the
just
bottom
'cause
of the shower.
I don't think if I was a
hits,
woman, I'd pee
you
in
know.
the shower.
If I was a woman, I would definitely pee in the shower. It's the only opportunity you get to pee standing up.
No, I'm sorry. I refuse to believe that. If I'm a woman, I'm definitely not going to pee in the shower. You pee all over yourself.
Yeah, but you just talked about how often are you scared of your pee?
Yeah, I'm not afraid of my pee, but I'm not like actively pissing all over myself.
Just don't pee on
it's
yourself.
not like I'm aiming my dick at myself while
Your only thing would be just don't pee after you've already washed your body. You know, because like that's
No, man. I just feel like, you know what? I'm gonna keep it really nice and clean here. I'll pee over in that toilet where I can aim. Unless what you got to crouch.
I don't understand.
You got to
why.
crouch to pee.
No, then that defeats the
That
purpose of
defeats the
standing up
purpose.
peeing.
You might as well just pee on the toilet.
Listen, you've seen those stupid things they make, like where they can fucking put it at it's like a funnel that they put at the end of their fucking vagina, and it turns it into like a stream that.
What the fuck are you talking about right
You ever
now?
seen those things? I forgot what they're called, but literally it's like
They're not a thing. They're not real.
no, they are real. It literally just like encompasses their vag, right, and then the bottom part like funnels out so they can pee. It's an actual thing.
All right, so
I didn't create this.
no, dude, there's no way I'm gonna pee in the closet.
It's like a pea caddy for women.
Do you know how hard how frustrating it's got to be to like try to potty train a kid? Why don't you get this?
It's really easy. You just take your dick out and you pee into the water.
You can aim it anywhere you want, but please, for the love of God, just aim it into the
Within
water.
this circle.
In this circle here.
Or oval. Not a purple.
Why do you keep peeing on yourself? Is this not uncomfortable to you? Do you like when I have to clean
But
you?
that's the same way I would feel to like teach a kid anything. It would be that frustrating.
I can only imagine how frustrated Pops was trying to teach me math.
You knew how frustrated he was. He didn't hide it.
He went through some battles.
He's like, listen, I don't understand what you're not getting. Like, listen, man, I don't understand what you're getting because how did you get here?
What do
are
you
talking
mean getting? Nobody's getting anything. You had it. I am trying to learn it. It's impossible.
And I don't know how you learned it in the first place.
Yo, we would sit at that fucking table for hours and hours, and we would get nowhere. He would like,
listen, I am neither the most intelligent person in the world or the dumbest person in the world. I'm somewhere in the middle, right? There's certain things that I can do, no problem. But like, how the fuck a lot of those equations even began as a thing? Like, who is the person who put equations together in math in the first place and the formulas? Like, that's a smart, stupid motherfucker. I call him stupid because you just destroyed my educational career.
listen.
Outside of like math, I'm pretty good.
There's no reason for you to have to learn every math. I don't know why they teach in high school trigonometry.
I didn't go that far. I did the algebras and I did geometry.
In high school they had algebra, geometry, trigonometry.
Like, what the fuck is that? How do you squeeze the trigger?
And
Trigonometry. It's the only thing that makes sense.
so this is my brother.
Well, what the fuck? Like, where do they come up with these names?
They definitely shouldn't have been teaching Adam trigonometry.
No, they did not.
Trigonometry? It's not fucking trigonometry. It's
Okay,
trigo.
so what does the
What's the root word in there? Trigo?
trig?
Trig? Okay.
But what the fuck does that mean?
Where's your phone? Look up trigonometry. What is it? The calculation of, or what is the end goal of trigonometry?
A branch of mathematics dealing with the relations of the sides and angles of triangles and
That's
with
geometry.
No, it says trigonometry right here. The branch of mathematics dealing with the relations and the sides and angles of triangles and with the relevant function of any angles.
So triangles. Wait, so not like we're not talking about squares and rectangles and all that. It's only specific to triangles.
That's what it says.
So hold on. Let me finish crunching on these chips.
And then geometry is the branch of mathematics concerned with the properties and relations of points, lines, surfaces, solids, and higher dimensional analogs.
Geometry is probably the only one that I would say is actually.
I hate geometry too.
But it's applicable. You're telling me.
I got a D in it.
No, wait. You're telling me. Oh, I'm not saying I did anything great in these classes. I'm just saying I know it was applicable later on. You're telling me that trigonometry is literally as specific as the science.
So tri is probably the
Yeah, that's cool. That is so fucking specific. It's like major focused, right? Like I'm major focused. It's a focus for a major you are like going towards within a.
Oh man, I majored in triangles. Like what? What do you need to know that I don't know. Whatever. Listen, we're getting down to a place here that who cares. But also
it's such a waste. I don't believe you should be taught that. Why I was taught something that I would have never. Listen,
I wasn't. I can understand algebra, right? I can understand like the idea of find the value of x and blah 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 blah. That's cool.
Algebra is applicable.
PEM doesn't make sense to me. You know, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Those are the things that make sense to me.
Like the order of operations.
Yeah,
I get that.
yeah, but everything else, I don't understand what the need of it is. You know?
No, trigonometry is bullshit. It's a made up math, and it seems like it's something that is so field specific.
All of it's made up
or purpose specific. Right.
See, here's the thing. A lot of math is its own science. And a lot of math is for science. You have to know this in order for this to make sense. I'm not a scientist.
There's no greater pain than going through. I've had like pretty intense math classes. There's no greater pain than doing like. So I've done myself a disservice, right? We have to, and for me to explain why, I have to go back a little bit, way back in the time.
Take a trip down memory lane.
For those that know me, I don't really care about school. Right?
For somebody who didn't care about school, you sure spent a lot of extra time in it.
I did. I was trying, man. So
hey, it's not funny. I'm trying,
man. So when it came to certain classes, if I can gain the advantage, i.e., get the answers, I would do so, and I would use them. I don't care.
Yeah.
I've gotten in some trouble because of it. It's hilarious. But
we either have a 2,000,001 phenomena, but it was impossible for either of you to cheat.
You had completely different answers to the test. So I've cheated my way through a lot of math classes. Like a lot. I've cheated my way through a lot of them. What the problem is, when you hit those classes that you can't really cheat in, there's no goal.
Oh, it's very simple. Then you just got to get access to your teacher's grade book, which used to not be on the computer. Nah, word. Listen, I had some cool teachers in high school, man. Well, they weren't the teachers.
Let me get your grade book.
The teachers themselves weren't the cool ones.
Go.
The teachers' assistants were the cool ones. I forgot. I ain't gonna blow up her spot. I have one. This lady was awesome.
What do you think's gonna happen if you talk about her? Blow up her spot?
Doesn't matter.
You think she's a social media star that people know? And
maybe she's watching. Maybe somebody who has her job or who is her boss is gonna watch and get her fired. I don't know. Regardless, we can be responsible with our platform, but not so responsible, right? So like I was. It's not that I was unaware of how to do the assignments. I was unwilling to do them, right? So oftentimes we would get to the class, they'd throw a little overhead on, right? Everybody pass their homework assignment up or whatever, and then we go through, or we change it with somebody, right? And they like grade it for us as we go through with the teacher on overhead. So I would be like, oh yeah, I gotta find it. It's in my bag somewhere, it's a mess. So we'd get past everything, and I'm sitting here like copying all the answers down, and then I'm like, oh, I found it, and I give it back to her, right? But what really saved my life in some of these algebra classes, this teacher, for instance, the main teacher was gone, off doing something, whatever. Had to go to a bathroom break. I think she was pregnant.
I had to go to a bathroom break?
She was a pregnant lady, So it was just teacher's assistant in there, and then like whatever, a few scattered kids were at their desk talking shit. So go over there talking to her, and she's like, what's happening with you? How come you haven't done any of your homework? And I'm like, oh,
why haven't you done anything?
I was like, I meant to do that, but then I went on living my life. So
that's what you said.
Like she was cool like that. I could talk shit. So she was like, all right, well, you're kind of teetering right now, right? Like it's on the border, because I did just enough assignments to not be like F, but also not enough to be like, oh yeah, C, So she was like, all right, look away. And she's like, and she filled out the grade book for me with A's and shit on a bunch of assignments. I was like, man,
I don't know how that happened.
Because you're nasty.
It just...
That's nasty. Well, yeah. Those are the type of things.
See, I wouldn't even know there were assignments due. Like big assignments.
So you just were just straight up not paying attention.
I wasn't paying attention. Shit. I would be in class like...
No, that looks like you're paying attention. You didn't at least get like you heard the bell ring and then that's it. You were just up.
I promise I would not be
sitting at his desk high.
I was not high. I never smoked a day in high school. I promise. I promise you I'd come in and log off. Like
The number you are trying to reach is no longer in service.
Or I would be like, if there was somebody I knew in class that like I was a terrible student.
Me too, but you got to just know how to navigate the water so that you can at least pass.
I only knew I was in water. I didn't know where, like what kind of water. It could have been a swimming pool, a lake.
That D in geometry.
I was in water. That's all I knew. Like, all right.
That D in geometry that I got in sophomore year almost made me do a summer school. But luckily, they could like make you take more classes than you need early on. So the senior year, I would have had like 3 free periods. But I ended up taking a semester of geometry.
Had to use a couple of those. I did a lot of that stuff, as you know. A lot of that to try to just. If I had just remembered that,
You know what stopped me? I drove to school during to sign up for summer school classes, and they were like, "Oh, well, you got to pay like blah, 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 blah." And I'm like, "I ain't paying you for this." I turned around and left. Like, I'm not paying you to take the class again. I already didn't want to take it the first time.
I feel bad for Pops. He had to pay for all my summer school. Yo, I don't know. I mean, look, I was like, "You want me to graduate? You want me to graduate?" I don't know what to say.
I could just take my GED, which is like the equivalent. You know,
I can go get my GED.
I could have been done with high school at 16. But
I quit. I'm gonna go take the cheating test on this one.
But as they frame it, you're never gonna be in a building with that many chicks your own age, single, at the same time again. I was like, yo, I fall in love every day here. I'm not gonna not be here.
Well.
All right, we're back after
the moral of that story.
Joked my brother to death.
Don't eat when you pod.
Yeah, see, that's what happens when you're crunching and munching.
That was a dumb decision on my part.
Start choking to death. But yeah, man, no, I wasn't. I was trying to be there.
I was just there, like, all right, let's get out of here. If I had just paid attention a little bit, I'd had so much less school to do than I did during high school.
I think they
It
could
was like summer school, night school, summer school.
I think they could have cut out like 2 classes a day and made passing periods like 20 minutes long. You know, then I would have had a much better time in high school because the social aspect was the only part that I really enjoyed.
Think you're not there for.
Yeah, no, I know that,
really.
But to some degree you are.
I think college is for that.
Yeah, you pick up your social habits and all that shit earlier on. Like that, the ability to communicate with your peers starts earlier than that. You know?
Yeah, but
school is not literally just about sitting in a
like,
chair and listening
it's not,
to a
but they make it structured like it's for, I don't know. High school is structured for structure.
They don't even call high school teachers professors. They don't even get that kind of respect. They just call them teachers.
Are you implying that teachers aren't respectful?
No, I'm not. I respect teachers.
I'm not saying nothing like
I respect teachers and their whole having to deal with people, kids, classes 30 deep, you know? I would never want to do that shit. But as a kid there, right? As a 16-year-old, 17-year-old hormonal child, you know? And then there's like just as many women there, you know, who are all going through the same thing. And we're navigating this hallway together. You know? It was the only part of it that I really cared about.
High school is an interesting time.
And you have like the girl who you really like in a certain class, and then like she's not there that day. And you're like, oh, I don't even like.
I wore my good shoes.
Like, man, like I gotta go to the bathroom and just don't come back.
I only came here for one reason.
See y'all tomorrow.
Yo, it's high school is interesting, but yeah, I remember that like, oh, the hot chicks in class, cool. I'll just be like dazed away, like, all right, well, I'm gonna do something later. I think I used to think about basketball a lot. Basketball was on my mind a lot when I was younger.
Yeah,
like, so much.
Well, that's true. I mean, I can recall about many a time where I would think like, oh, what are we doing in gym today? Hopefully you're gonna let us just hoop.
That's all you used to do. Yo, can you just give us a ball? We can play basketball.
Yeah, no.
Why are we doing
anything else?
We're doing these team assignments and shit.
Floor hockey? You want me to run around with shoes on?
BB maintains that floor hockey is a real sport.
It's not.
I don't agree.
Sure, even if you call it a sport, it's not something I want to spend my time doing.
I'm just running around with a stick. And just hitting the ball, like.
I mean, listen. I always forget what's the name of that shit that they do in Canada.
Curling.
Curling. Yeah. The most hilarious looking shit of all time. If you can call that a sport, you can call floor hockey a sport.
When I was in Mexico, I played bocce ball on the beach.
I wouldn't even know how to begin.
That was a pretty cool. So
is that like cricket?
I don't know. I don't know.
There's all the
cricket. I know
all the international sports. I don't know.
Cricket's the one with the flat bat, right?
Yeah, where it's almost like baseball.
Yeah, but you swing like it's golf.
Yeah, which is
it's like they incorporated every sport. So bocce ball, from what I gather and what we played, there is a. So you alternate team, like which team does it. You can play, I guess, twos, but you throw a smaller ball than the bocce balls are. Bocce balls are kind of big and kind of heavy.
So in bocce ball, you're throwing a different ball. That's not a bocce ball. No,
the bocce ball, you're throwing so you have a ball that you're throwing. Like it's like I guess you can the best way I can describe it is like a like a smaller pool ball, like a cue ball, but smaller. You throw
Like a marble?
No, it's probably it's smaller than
Skee ball. Size-wise.
smaller than a skee ball.
Oh.
Quit trying to guess what kind of ball size, dick.
Well, there's so many different sizes, clearly.
So
pause.
you throw it, right? And you want to throw it within a decent distance, but like not super far because now you all have there's four chances on each team to throw a bocce ball at the one that is there, and the ones who get the closest get a point, right? And the goal is to get there as close as you can. If you can touch it, you get 2 points. You can knock their balls away. Pause. God damn, that thing's still floating around in me. Pause.
Let's say pause that. Whoa.
But and then so I played that on the beach. It was pretty cool. I had a nice like whiskey something with me, and I was just. Vivi went to the room. I walked up to like it's one of the guys from the hotel. Like they run like little games. They'll do volleyball and shit. It's like, yo, what the fuck are y'all playing? And they're like,
what the fuck are y'all doing?
He was like, it's bocce ball. I was like, can I watch this bocce ball? So I just sat there and like, I was like, cool. So like eventually it was me and this dude versus like these two chicks. And we just destroyed them.
Sounds about right. that whole section of comment.
Adam can't help but address these things. Oh, look at that. A little late, but it's okay. All right.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, no, I've never played that before. And there's a lot of like weird games that I think it's like obviously bocce balls existed for some time, but I mean like in today's world there's a lot of people creating weird things like frisbee golf, pickleball. Like what the fuck are these things, you know?
There's a lot of people in this world creating weird things, Adam just said.
Well, if that's not the most obvious sentence of all time. What were we talking about before you took the? Oh yeah, high school.
Rocking that.
Sucking at math and math not being a thing that makes sense to even have a thing.
So I guess we could switch gears and talk about what's the dude's name from the Celtics, the coach?
Ime Udoka, I think.
Yeah, I think that I'll go with that. So he, if you don't know,
cheated on Nia Long, and everybody was really upset about the fact that he cheated on Nia Long.
Yeah, I don't know how you cheat on Nia Long. She still is ridiculous to me.
Still prefer her without like just a short haircut, you know.
She's the only short-haired girl that like in terms of in Hollywood. Like I think I never really liked Halle Berry with short hair.
There's not many chicks that I like with short hair.
Nope.
I like chicks with long hair.
That's good for you, man.
Yeah, no, it is what it is, you know.
I mean, and not to say that you can't like have a cool hairstyle, but like preferentially.
Yeah, I'm speaking for me.
Is that a word?
I don't speak for anybody else on this pod. I just speak for me, you know.
Okay, well, the thoughts and sentiments.
Thoughts and views expressed on this album are a direct reflection of the new generation, but not really. Just for me. That's a ludicrous quote.
Luda.
But yeah, no, I thought that there was like a grander point to that. Like I know Nia Long is like.
Well, the reason I brought it up is so we can.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, in all the controversy, like, there's a broader point. Yes, Nia Long is Nia Long, but like, I think he went and like, I think who he was cheating with is more impactful than who he cheated on. Because my man is in all kinds of hot water right now.
Apparently, like it's keeping the situation continuously becomes more exposed for what it was, and it seems like the sentiment around the league, like by former players,
it was some woman who we shouldn't have touched.
Is it?
That's what it sounded like.
Like who is this? Who is this lady?
Like, well, she worked for an organization, but I think some of the speculation was like her being like some exec in the organization's girl, or maybe like a daughter of one of them, or whatever the case. Homie suspended for the whole season, and then they were like, "Oh, we'll talk about what's gonna happen afterwards."
Oh, he ain't
like they're trying to figure that out. He had a real good thing going, man. You know, he took a first-year coach taking the Celtics to the finals. Like he was doing his thing and had no strikes against him really.
Nick Young said some on the
Swaggy P.
He was just in a boxing match recently where
why is he Swaggy P?
He didn't really get knocked out. He got like thrown out of the damn ring and hit his head.
What's the P in Swaggy P? Because his name is Nick Young. There's no P's there.
I don't know. I don't know. He's not me. I'm not him. But he said he thinks that, you know what, sometimes men just get bored and they do stupid things.
It's true. It's what they largely point to as why we have a shorter lifespan than women. Because we do
Like, you know what, I
things.
should try this. I've been trying to get people to do fucking skydiving ever since I did.
Yeah, but I mean, all right, that's cool, but like, at least think about it, right? Like, how do I cheat with the least amount of backlash? Because you're gonna get caught. I don't think there's been a single person in the world who's cheated successfully without, at some point in life, even if it's after the fact, getting found out. Like, it's just gonna happen.
I think he maybe she was kind of nice. I'll say that. I saw a picture. She wasn't too bad. Not that it makes it any better.
Well, listen,
I don't know why I even said that.
I'm not the biggest fan of monogamy in the first place, but that's neither here nor there. Completely sidestep to the story.
I think he maybe power, maybe the success.
A young guy,
He's a young man, but
young, dumb, and full of.
But you're with Nia Long, who's like a legend.
This is true, but also,
I guess guys just really do get bored and do dumb things. Like, he could have easily just said, you know what, this is probably, I don't know. Again, we don't know to what extent. How it's when they first said it, they said that it was a
it's like
he had
Adam Levine on
a
some
consensual affair, is what they said. They used the word consensual.
that just means that he had her permission to sleep with her.
Well, that means that she was consenting to whatever advances he was giving.
Right.
Then later on, they're alluding to the idea that it wasn't so consensual, or maybe he overstepped boundaries.
He used his power to.
But are they saying that in regards to his direct communication with her, or did he overstep boundaries in a sense that, like you're saying, is that an exec's daughter or girlfriend, or
Like, as far as the powers that be, they're like, yeah, he overstepped. He shouldn't have, da da da.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. I don't know, and I guess eventually that's going to come to light. For now, listen, man, I think you got to be respectful of your position you're in. If you are a somewhat of a public figure, I guess you can consider him that in the way that
Somebody of notoriety.
Yeah, within a specific community, at least.
Right.
If you are, that
When the
means that-
basketball community does nothing
and
but
not
grow,
only that,
though, so.
the NBA being it's as big as it is and how much coverage they get,
Yeah.
you have to understand that doing certain things is gonna kind of result in certain things happening, right? Like, if it becomes exposed, you got to be fully aware this can go way further than just the parties involved.
It's funny because NBA 2K23, right? Like, they make, obviously, the Celtics a really good team, and they don't address that type of controversy on the game. So, like, they'll talk about him. They'll talk about him and how good of
news, the coach cheated.
They'll talk about him and how good of a coach he is and throughout the game. And I'm just sitting here like, yeah, well, when they made this game, this had not come out yet.
But they had no idea.
And
I
thought about it.
Two-time and hussy.
I thought about it too. I was like, man, they need to make like because they make these games rated E for everyone, right?
They should give you the opportunity to have them fill in a storyline that's like rated R
and mature, yeah. Because I mean, first of all, like,
what are they gonna like?
following
What does
the
that
life
look
and style.
like? Does that look like in the He Got Game when they took Jesus to the college, and then the next scene he's fucking a white and black girl, one's right in his face, he's the one riding him?
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
I
So
think so.
your player is fucking. You're just like.
well, that's the thing, right? You're following. You're basically chronicling
What do you
what
put
it's
the
like.
Oculus on then? And you're just like,
You're basically chronicling what it's like for a player to come from draft day to like superstardom. And in this game particularly, they like made a whole lot more of a side story to it. So you
go
got
to
like
casino or go to strip club.
we got like other quests and other missions, and you're trying to like gain fans in the city and like gain notoriety throughout with other players and da da da. So I'm like,
former player partner.
Part of that
got
is-
a brick he needs you to help transport. Are you going to do it? Or are you going to like ignore his call?
well, part of that is also navigating success and what all the things that come with it, right?
Excuse me for clearing my throat so much. I almost died 3 seconds ago.
Yeah, I don't know that you got.
You
yeah.
made me laugh, dude.
But that part of that is navigating that success, right? So like, oh, now all of a sudden I got money. Now all of a sudden women know who I am. Now all of a sudden I can't walk into the club without people like running and throwing themselves at me. So that should be an element of the game, if you ask me. Like, obviously they want to appeal to broader audiences and have as little backlash as possible. Because even though Grand Theft Auto don't give a fuck, they get all types of controversy. But I think it would be really cool
in association with the NBA, who's trying to attract all fans of all ages, and that's why it's not going to ever be that way.
But they collaborate with rap music all day long. Like all the whole soundtrack is rap.
Rap music is the culture nowadays. You're not going to get. They're synonymous with each other.
Yes, but they don't like.
They don't pick sports just and music is so synonymous.
They don't pick just like the goody.
They want to be young, and we want to be young.
They don't pick like the goody two shoe songs. All the songs that talk about all of the racy shit. They just edit the swear word. That's it. Like it's still in there.
Well, okay, and that's different.
It's not
because you don't say it.
But the themes are still there. Is all I'm saying.
I think in those.
So if you can make it be mature and have like a storyline,
like maybe
think about it.
Maybe an actual game that is 100% that, because like it takes a lot of effort to create two games in the same game, right? Because now you're creating a completely different storyline.
They create like 7 games in this one. You can have like the Michael Jordan experience. You can have like your own
like
My
rookie
Team
experience.
Like you
could be Michael Jordan as a rookie in this game.
Well, in
1984 and play it through.
Yeah, the part
you
of the
can play. Are you telling me that I can play Michael? I can be Michael Jordan.
So I think they call it the defining moments, right? So like all of his big like legacy moments, you can play those.
Can I do 63 at the Garden?
Mm-hmm.
Can I do the double nickel in the All-Star game at the end of my career?
You can do the free throw line. You could do the shot. All that shit.
So I'm playing the Utah Jazz two finals in a row.
When you first go into it,
so
the first thing that
Michael
you
Jordan.
do is you take that shot. You take the final shot.
That's all you do?
No, that's like the introduction to like the whole part of the game. So like you click on it, and then like it like brings you to like the setup or whatever, and then like he does the push off, and then he pulls up, and yeah.
I think I'm buying that today.
Well, you need to get a PlayStation.
I'm buying them both today.
You should.
I'm not. I can't. I gotta get some new tires.
Oh.
But that's the problem, right? PlayStation is just as much as a set of new tires, or a fraction of, but still.
Well, I mean, talking about you want the PlayStation and you want the game, probably like $600. So yeah,
it's too much.
But yeah, no. Yeah, when you cheat and you're in a position of notoriety,
you've got those consequences are known.
But at least it hasn't been.
You have to deal with them.
I don't know like what all of the details surrounding it are, but so far it's not as bad as the Adam Levine thing, right? Like the leaked DMs where he's like, "Oh, I just can't believe how fucking hot you are." Like,
fuck, I can't believe how fucking hot you are. That's what it would be. Fuck,
something like that.
Fuck, I can't believe how fucking hot you are.
I was like, this guy. You rock pink hair like half the year, bro. Relax.
I don't know. I see. It's something about being in a position of power. That's all it is. Because these guys are all.
It's easier to cheat when you're not in a position of power.
Yeah, but the position of power is what makes you think that you can.
Everybody thinks that they can.
No, there's a difference, right?
It's just a matter of wanting to.
No, there's a difference in blatant disregard for the other person. Right? Like, when you have power, you believe, okay, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do it. And then if you don't have power, you're levels, like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do it, but who's watching? Right? Like, that's what I think that would be like as a non-cheater. I just don't, that's just too much fucking effort. It's a lot of effort to cheat.
Listen, man, no disrespect to the ladies out there, but y'all are a headache.
I mean, they are.
And multiple of you at once, especially on a romantic level. So, like, multiple of you at once.
Now I've got to appease both of you? Like, this seems like a terrible decision on my part.
It's a lot. It's not anything that I would want.
Cheating is not.
If it was only just as easy as, like, listen, I want to bang, you want to bang, let's bang, bang. You know? Like, it's never that simple.
Well, so me and Vivi discussed it, like, we've had these discussions before, how men cheat differently than women. Women cheat with their heart, men cheat with their dicks. It's just
if a woman's cheating on you, she's being conniving.
She hates you.
Yeah.
She's ready to show you that, too.
Or maybe not necessarily hates you, but she just wants to hurt you. It's that's the aim.
But that's what I'm saying. So men cheat with their dick, women cheat with their hearts, right? So now that doesn't, naturally, right here, the situation is a conflict. If you said you're trying to find, let's fuck, cool, bang, bang, and we're on our separate way. This guy, not that guy, was willing to do it. Now I got my dick. I'm done, and you got your heart. You're like, oh
I don't know why this is leading me here, right? But we didn't talk about Mo like in detail here yet, right?
I don't believe so. I think we've addressed it a little bit though.
All right, so I finished it, and let me just say, I do not like the cliffhanger that it put you under.
Oh man, that was crazy. Call your brothers.
It's pretty funny, but it's also like,
So did
This
you
is
watch?
where you're gonna
Did
leave
you
me?
watch Remy?
no.
It started off as cool, like first few episodes, but he got weird. Like it was on some like fucking his cousin type shit in that show.
It's not too crazy for the Arab
No,
world.
but it was like
It's pretty standard for Arab world, actually.
It became weird, like too much. Like he
Yeah.
became like a dirtbag in a sense. In Mo, you're just like, I can see how this can all transpire.
Well, it gives you what you were saying, like the Arab American experience. It definitely does that in a way where he's dating a Mexican girl, and his mom wants him to date an Arab girl and marry an Arab girl, and he's like, no. He's like, but she might convert. You never know. Like
Aisha Khadija. She's like, no, it's her name is Maria. No, it's a really interesting show. I like it.
he got addicted to lean real fast.
Super addicted to lean, but he did get shot.
Yeah, but I mean, it definitely
Spoiler alert on all this. It's a good show. If you haven't watched it, it's on Netflix. Mo.
it definitely shows you how to get the whole lean composite. Oh, and I don't know what is there. I think I've asked this before, and I don't know if you know the answer to it. But is the 2 cups anything? Is there anything to that?
I think it's just having 2 cups.
Just because he just always had 2 cups.
I think Drake went cup inside a cup, smoking Ghostface Kill. But like,
Yeah, well, Wayne also. I'm used to promethazine in 2 cups.
I think it's just a matter of just, I don't know, man. The
Double
way
cup love. You're the one I lean
I don't know
on,
why they
so-
do double cups. Maybe it's because it looks cool. I don't know. Maybe there's a reason why. If you're from Texas, let us know. But
The Jolly Rancher, is that really like?
Yeah,
Does that like?
yeah.
Does the mixture make the Jolly Rancher like dissipate in there faster or something?
it's just it makes it a
Just
different flavor.
Makes it candy.
Just a flavorful drink, man. It's like a fruit drink. I've never had it before, but I know people that do or did.
I've never had it before either, and I would be open to it, except
I wanted to
Wayne
after
is
all of this like exposed that you probably don't want to.
well, Wayne and all of his medical issues that have come as a result of such.
A lot of
things.
people have had medical issues because that shit is dangerous.
Yeah,
It fucking puts you to sleep,
yeah.
you know. So you got to be careful with all that. But
I haven't been too exploratory in the drug world, so
don't know what you're talking about.
this man farting over here.
Yeah, but I had another thing I wanted to discuss, but you changed the topic and I forgot. But with that,
Seems like that's how things be, huh?
hell yeah. I mean, we got sneakers.
Yeah, we could talk about that.
I don't
when
got
we get
anything
up
else
out
to
of
say about
here. Yeah,
that.
me either. We gave you an hour and a
I
half.
think there was something I had. Man, fuck. I wish I could remember. I'm going to remember later.
Was it on the point before I switched to Mo? I'm talking about cheating and then we went to Mo.
Oh, we didn't even finish evaluating Mo. But yeah, so like that show is cool to me because everything, even going to Mexico or how he landed up in Mexico, I don't know why he drove away, right? From those two coyotes.
because they were in a gunfight. I would have been out of there too.
Yeah, but now they think he's part of it,
Yeah.
which is stupid. But he said, call your brothers, which means what? She's got some like brothers that are cousins that are from like,
Because she's Mexican.
they're probably going to be her cousins.
Maybe.
That's probably what they're going to make the storyline be.
Yeah.
They're her cousins, and they're like, oh, sorry, Maria. You know, because
He was like, yeah, I'll be there in 30 minutes.
I'm sorry, I'm in
Mexico.
Mexico. I was like, me and Bibi, when he said that, we looked at each other like, why would he say that?
I don't know. Yeah. I knew that he wasn't going to stick with the I'll be there in 30 minutes thing because he's trying to get her back.
Yeah, he was there. She was willing to take him back quick as fuck. She's like, you hungry? I'm going to get some. He's like, yeah, I am. I'll be there soon. I mean, I'm in Mexico.
It's a pretty good show. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I can't wait for the second season, which
Then
is
it's
probably
funny.
going to take forever.
You know how Netflix works? Like after you finish the show, then they're like give you suggestions that are similar, and then like it showed one of his stand-ups, and I was gonna watch it, but I was like, it's too late. I'm tired.
Vivi was watching it. It was all right. It was all right. I was probably kind of sleepy.
All right. Well, I don't know exactly where this thing went off because the camera just keeps fucking with us. So we could just sneakers and get out of here.
Sneaker it up. I mean, you see what I got.
Shout it, look what I got.
I'm not
Old
really
school of trucking
interested
and
in
drive.
switching it up like that. It's getting colder out, so less sneakers will make it into the rotation.
I mean,
I did make it. I did get the.
mine are here, and we pot inside, so I'll still make the rotation.
I did make. I did get a W again on the taxi ones or the yellow toe ones, whatever you want to call them.
On the shattered backboard 2.3.
Well, so I will say the yellow is a little bit more orangey, but it's not like so much that it's not a yellow. They're a good shoe. They'll make it out before the Stealths do. The Stealths I gotta wait. My biggest beef is they didn't come with an extra pair of laces.
I don't like when they do that.
I was like, what the fuck?
It's not unusual for ones.
Well, the Stealth came with a
I'd say they're
different.
not unusual, not that it's like.
So
only.
did so did my Royal Toes. I mean what is it? The Game Royals, whatever. And so did even the.
But I have a few
Core
pairs
Purples.
here that didn't come with additional.
The Core Purples came with it. Remember, they came with purple, right? See, so I don't know why these wouldn't have come with it.
I don't know if they came with purple.
I think you got because there's a pair of purple laces you were using that I think you got.
No, those were alternates for the Bel Airs
Are you sure?
because they're like a lighter color.
Oh, so they didn't come with anything. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, and then we were talking about how the futures suck the other week here. So I put on some Jordan futures.
we were, yeah, they're a terrible shoe.
They're like I wanted to like them, and they were really cheap, and that's why I bought them. But
do you see how quickly they came and went? No, there's not even a future model right now.
it's just like they're such an ugly design, you know. I feel like they could have been better, but the design is just bad. So that's all I got for you. There.
They could have been better, but the design is bad.
I wanted the black ones.
That's almost like saying they could have been nice, but they're not.
Yes. You could be smart, but you're stupid, you know? But yeah, so I don't know. I just figured I'd give you a visual representation of what they look like and why I don't like them very much. They will be going back into box and probably not being taken back out for some time.
Yeah, so. I got my futures at the house that I just saw them this morning. I was like, not gonna happen, guys.
You would think I would like be a good person and just go donate them or something, but nah.
So you're not a good person?
I mean, depends on the situation, but nah.
Well, that's sneakers.
Yeah. So, oh wait, hang on. Let me cue my music up here.
They got the situation they got me facing. I could never run away. I was raised by the streets, so I gotta be down with the hood.
Rest in peace, Coolio.
Television watching got me chasing dreams. I'm an educated
Another
fool
sad
with
loss.
money on my mind. Got a girl in the bed.
Unfortunate, unexpected, and you will be missed for sure. That hairstyle was iconic.
I'm the kind of G the little homies wanna be like on my knees all night, saying prayers in the street.
We thank all of you who are watching and who have made it to this point for tuning in. We definitely hope that you'll be back next week to get to 154 with us. You know.
Yep.
If you ain't subscribed yet, please go ahead and do that. I was one of the videos I was watching on YouTube. In the beginning of it, they showed like a graphic of the people who watch who aren't subscribed and the people who watch who are.
So many. And
I'm gonna see about like putting that up there. Maybe I'll make that. Maybe we'll make that the thumbnail this week.
How many people
subscribe, man?
How many people think watch that aren't subscribed? 20, 22?
Well, it depends because if they press play, they call it a play. Like you know what I mean? It's hard to gauge.
Look, man, we're 2 away from 300.
It's been a very stubborn 2, but it's all right. We'll get there.
I just want to see 300, and then
this is Sparta.
We really need to get to that 1,000 marks because I think it just if we don't, we're screwed.
I mean, we're gonna continue up.
We're gonna continue, but I would love to see 1,000 subscribers on that. That'd be good. That'd be nice.
Absolutely. It sounds cliche, but hopefully my man's is in the gangster's paradise now.
Yeah,
you know, and everybody else who we've been unfortunate enough to lose, just in general, but like specifically over the last year.
Oh, we never even said rest in peace to P&B Rock, did we?
You know, I would rest in peace to him for sure. Not super familiar with his stuff before his passing, so I don't want to sound like
I know his music pretty well.
But yes, for sure, rest in peace to him.
Yeah.
Stop the violence, though.
Yo, this shit is crazy.
With love,
man. Like,
you know?
Even if I don't even want to talk about it, but just rest in peace, man.
Yeah, rest in peace, and stop giving us reasons to say rest in peace. Yeah. We love y'all, man. And
We'll see you on the next one.
yeah,
Peace.
peace. You don't want to love them today?
I love you.
There you go.
Fucking choking, man.